everyone, welcome to Breathe and Bake. Today we're going to talk about overcoming challenges with mindful eating. If you've ever felt distracted, rushed, or just agitated and exasperated with your food habits, you are not alone. This happens to all of us at some point. Let's explore those challenges and talk about how to tackle them. Mindful eating is all about engaging your senses in the eating process. So, noticing the smells, the taste, the sounds of the crunch of your food, visually how it looks. And sometimes we are faced with a lot of distractions, which makes that really challenging. So, we're going to talk about a few of the common challenges that people face when working on mindful eating and how to overcome them. Number one, eating on autopilot. Oftentimes, we might eat while scrolling on our phones, while watching a movie, while working, and that pulls us away from the moments of being with our food, enjoying our food, noticing our bodies, hunger cues, satisfaction cues, fullness cues, because we are wrapped up in something else and we are completely losing our ability to enjoy the meal that we are actually consuming. How do we overcome this? We make mealtime a time where we put down the electronics and tune into the food. It also might allow us to tune more into our company, or if we're eating by ourselves, it allows us a time to really practice that mindfulness and noticing when we're full, really paying attention to the food that we're eating, and maybe even enjoying the environment depending on where we're eating. So perhaps you could look out the window or eat outside and notice the weather and the sunshine and bring that all into the experience of eating. Or you could even just make eating an experience, light a candle, put some music on, and enjoy eating, taking away those external distractors, external distractions that really pull our brain away from our moment right now in the present. Challenge 2, emotional eating. I will make more videos on this another time because it is a huge topic. One of the reasons why we find it difficult to mindfully eat is because we are confusing our body's cues for hunger when really our body is trying to tell us, I'm stressed, I'm tired, I'm lonely, I'm angry. And instead of doing something that would be helpful for one of those things, instead we're eating. And so then our body starts to think, every time I'm stressed, I'm going to eat, and that is going to help, but it does not help. How do we solve for this? What we need to do, again, is slow down. In another video, I talk about using a hunger scale before you start eating and think about, okay, my brain is telling me I want sugar right now. But let me tune in to my stomach or however you personally notice your own hunger cues, fullness cues, and say, okay, on a scale from 1 to 10, how hungry am I right now? And if you are lower than, say, a 4, if you're at like a 1, 2, or 3, you probably are not particularly hungry and it is likely something else. So, okay, I'm at a 2. I'm actually not really hungry. I still feel pretty satisfied from the breakfast that I had earlier. But I am really feeling like I want sugar right now. What's going on for me? And noticing, is it that I'm just really tired? I've been working hard all morning and I am just feeling like I cannot handle sitting at the desk for another 10 minutes. Perhaps what my body needs is it needs to get up and do a 5-minute walk outside. I need sunshine, I need fresh air, I need my body to move. Maybe I'm dehydrated and I haven't drank any water all day. I could try drinking a glass of water. I could try having a cup of tea. Depending on your situation, depending on what is a good response for you, you might respond in different ways. Perhaps if it is stress, maybe you talk to somebody. Perhaps you journal. It all starts with noticing, am I hungry or am I something else? Am I hungry or am I stressed? Am I hungry? Am I sad? And then if it's one of the other things, start thinking about, okay, what do I actually need right now? Because it's not food. Number 3 is eating too quickly. When we eat too quickly, we are not pausing to notice our bodily cues of feeling satisfied. So, to combat this, what I always encourage people to do is to put their utensils down in between bites. That stops that kind of automatic shoveling food into our mouths because it is down. You chew, you swallow, you do not pick the utensil back up until you have swallowed the food that is in your mouth. And then you pick up, you take another bite, you put the utensil down again, you chew, you swallow, and you repeat. This slows us down more than you realize. If it is a handheld food, if you're eating a burger, same thing, or sandwich, same thing. You take a bite and you put it back down on your plate and you chew and then you swallow, and then you do not pick up the burger until you are swallowed, and then you take another bite. Oftentimes we have the burger here and we just eat, we chew some, we eat, and we're not swallowing, we're not pausing, we're not breathing, we're just shoveling. So putting it down in between bites allows us to slow down, and it can give us that pause that we need before we pick up the fork again to check in with ourselves every now and again and say, okay, where am I on that hunger scale? Am I still at a 4 or a 5 where I am still wanting to eat? Or am I at a 2 or a 3 now? And actually, I'm satisfied and I'm going to wrap this up and have this again tomorrow for lunch. Number 4 is overeating and portion control. It is very easy to overserve ourselves when we are initially feeling hungry, and then see visually, oh, this is on my plate, this is my portion, and eat it and not check in with ourselves to know, am I actually kind of full in the middle of this? Something that we have done in my family is we've actually moved to smaller plates, like the salad size plates is what we serve our meals on. We don't use the bigger quote unquote dinner plates that a lot of people have. So we use the smaller salad plates, and that allows us to serve ourselves food, to eat the food, and it gives a good place for us to pause and say, okay, do I want seconds? There's nothing preventing anybody from getting seconds, from getting thirds. We eat until we are feeling satisfied, but it prevents us from putting too much food on our plate to begin with, and from mindlessly eating because of that visual portion size that we have provided to ourselves. And then 5th is social and environmental distractions. So similar to when we were talking about electronic distractions, sometimes when we are at a party or at a gathering, the social interactions can really get us away from focusing on what we're eating. And instead, we are really pulled into the conversations that we're having, into the experience, and we're eating without even noticing. So how do we combat this? One way to test out is to pause eating while you are engaging in the conversations. So being able to be fully present with the people that you're with, and then perhaps you are still there, but then 2 other people are talking, then eat your food, enjoy your food while listening to the conversation. But oftentimes when we are trying to engage with people and eat at the same time, we can't focus on both. It's hard for our mind to switch between both. So either focus on socializing or focus on eating. Most of the time, it's not a rush. We don't have to do both simultaneously, but we feel this need to kind of do it all at one time. So allow yourself the space to really be present when someone is talking and engage with them, and then to eat when that moment feels right for you. I hope what you've noticed is that mindful eating is not about perfection. It is about slowing down and making some little changes that could have a big impact on your eating and your ability to listen to your own body cues and connect with yourself on your hunger cues, your fullness cues, and your level of satisfaction, and how your body is responding to different foods. Let us know in the comments either which one of these resonated most with you or what you have tried in the past and what's worked well for you or what challenges you continue to have. Thank you so much for joining us.